Okay, welcome to the Doing It With Purpose podcast, where I'm your host, Cornelius T. Summers, aka Little Cuddy. We had a co-host, Gregory Peterson, aka The Deke. And we here with another episode of our generational conversations. Back in the building. Took a little longer than we anticipated, a little break, but you know, the content that we're trying to put out, we want it to be meaningful, we want it to be purposeful, and we don't just want to talk because we got something to say, but we want to say something because we got a lot to talk about. And
sure.
Man, but before we get into any of that, man, let's check in, man. What's been going on, man?
Man. Hey, pretty much just chilling, man. Trying to stay above water.
Stay above
trying to stay
water,
above
man.
water, man. Hey, trying to hang in there. Whatever. How about yourself, man? What's good with you?
Man, just working, transition. You know, the kids back in college, new freshmen, you know, just new school. Man, you know, as they say, with new levels come new devils.
Oh,
so,
yeah, for sure.
Hey, fighting them off, man. But
So, hey, how was we actually went on a little short, I wouldn't call it a retreat, but
it was a hiatus.
Hiatus.
Yeah, man.
I went to the beach for a couple of days, so you
man.
enjoyed that. How was it?
I did. So my goal anytime that I get down to the beach or get near some water, specifically near the ocean, I just need to hear the waves, man. It clears my mind, gives me some things to reflect upon. You know, me and JP walked down there. Hey, you was being bougie. You wanted to stay in the room, man.
I ain't want to go down there to no water. What if I wasn't getting in? I ain't want to go down there.
I didn't have to get in. I walked down there and I gained some clarity, man. And it was hey, shout out to what's the place y'all took me to eat at, man?
Man, I love IHOP or something, man.
National House of Pancakes in Myrtle Beach, man. If you have never eaten there, we're gonna reach out to them and see if they'll let us come down and do a vlog. But hey. When we do the vlog, I don't know if I can be eating, man.
I'm gonna have to get something to eat, man.
I'm gonna have to get something to eat.
I'm gonna have to get something to
I'm
eat,
just not gonna be able to eat and vlog because I'm gonna choose eating over vlogging, and
for sure,
I'll be done, man. The shrimp and grits, phenomenal, man. I got a crab cluster.
I forgot. Hey, I had grits, eggs, smoked sausage. Oh my goodness.
You had everything, man.
No, I ain't have everything. Hey, that banana pecan waffle. Banana pecan pancake.
Hey.
Oh my goodness.
JP and I had was it red velvet? Yeah. It was delicious, man. Delicious.
But that was pretty much see how we talking about it, man. So that was our number one eating spot.
But I'll be honest with you, that night we checked out because we got to the seafood place a little bit too late. But the night that we just ate the salads and the little chicken wings, man, that was straight too, man.
I was trying to get me one of them salads today. Well, yesterday, really.
That raspberry salad,
it was dynamite, man.
Very, very fulfilling
dynamite.
For a salad anyway.
Yeah,
man. So
the trip, it was cool, but so you gonna leave buckets out, man? Yeah, you gonna just leave buckets
did me wrong, man.
Man, hi.
Buckets did me wrong, man.
Nah, you shouldn't have got that foolishness you got down there,
Buckets
man.
did me wrong, man.
You should have stayed over there with the little bar, man.
I should have just got some fruit and the little pecans. And
that brisket.
But I'm gonna be honest with you. The highlight of the trip was the trip back. We had some discussion, and we'll get into that later on in a future episode. But the yellow watermelon is what did it for me.
Come on, man.
I've been searching one. I know a guy who has one, and we paid about $8.
Not no more. Not no more. Not no more.
So you ate the yellow watermelon today?
I cut it wide open today, man. I split it in half, man. Another, James Evans Jr. Dynamite.
Didn't stand a chance.
No, man.
Hey.
I ain't even ate half of it, man.
So you had some left?
I split it in half. And I put one half in the refrigerator, then I split it again. I ate that, so it's a half in there. I'm probably gonna eat that tonight, man. Whatever. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I can sell some. It's for sale.
You ain't sharing that with my cousin?
Yeah. Nah, man. She probably ain't want that, man.
Did you ask? Hold on.
I ain't even asked.
Oh, okay.
I ain't even
That's the safest thing to do.
It's in the refrigerator.
That's the safe. My son don't even eat watermelon. He tasted it and was like, Dad, we get another yellow watermelon. Yeah, we need to get another one soon.
Yeah.
Shout out to my man on Polo Road. I forgot his name.
His name John, ain't it? What's his name, John or something?
I don't know. John the Baptist to me. Because that yellow watermelon is something serious, man.
Everything I got from him, man, was dynamite. The scuffing eyes, the scuffing eyes, they weren't
fully ripe. Yeah,
they weren't ripe. But the bullets and Man,
What
I ain't even ate
get?
it. I got the ginger.
JP was telling me that he has plums too, so I want to get my wife some plums, man.
Yeah. He got everything out there, man. He doing it. He doing it.
Yeah, but he,
sure.
you know, it was just a phenomenal trip, man. We got away. It wasn't, cut the phones off. We talked to Unc. Future episode coming, man.
Unc say he gonna pretty much
he gonna air it out, man.
Viral,
we airing it out. We might get a call from CNN and everything. Unc said, "Hey, your little podcast, we're gonna blow it up." I said, "Hey, we ready for you. We ready for you."
Oh yeah, man.
But
for sure.
Man. I think you and I had discussed this, prior to hitting the go button today.
Yeah.
That I think we got a great topic that we want to kind of touch on and elaborate on, and that's man, we don't want to get so busy in life making a living that we forget to live. And I know that's a cliche statement, but what's your thoughts on that, man?
Man, it's not that it's my thoughts, but it's just reality, man, because that's what we do.
Yeah,
that's what we do. We just we pretty much we living, raising kids, working, and like another episode, we're gonna talk about parents that have kids playing sports. So you running the ball games, man.
And your capacity, you're a deacon at a church. A lot of people think we just call you deacon, but you got church events. You got
Man, these Baptist church folks, man, they something else, man.
They
something else. Yeah, for sure. We ain't gonna get.
That's a whole nother topic, man. We got to get some Baptist preachers and some people who know the history of the Baptist culture to elaborate. But the thing is like you said, we get so caught up in everyday routine-ish life that we forget to live.
Exactly. And we, not that we forget to live, I think it's the fact of the matter that we think we are living by doing the routine that we have every day. We doing that day in and day out, man. So we think we living. We think a lot of us say, man, we think we living our best life or whatever. When so it's a whole lot more stuff out there, man.
So I'll ask you this question because I think I know the answer because it applies to even me. You've been married 20 plus years.
Yeah.
And I've been married right at 19. This January be 20 plus years. But when I look at, let's take my 14 years in the military. And let's take your 30 plus years down at Michelin.
Yes.
You spent more time with the people on those jobs than we spent with our very own household members.
Exactly. And that's what we used to say at Michelin all the time, man. I be here with y'all more than I be with my family. Because like we would work pretty much at one time, man, we was working 20-something days out of the month.
Yeah.
So then it cut down some till we started working, I want to say, maybe 15, 16 days out of the month. Wow. But you was there for, 8, 12 hours a day or whatever. So
when you go home, you got to sleep.
Yeah, you go home, take a shower, get something to eat, and you pretty much going to sleep, getting ready to do this again the next day.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like you would be home,
spending quality time
with your family or whatever. So nah, man. And you think about what you had, the money you was getting paid, so you really think you living a good life, but just being retired now, man, it's way more stuff you could be doing. You could have been doing whatever, because it seems like now that I am retired, because when I was working, the weekends that I had off seemed like it was just free weekends. But when I'm working, those weekends, I'd be like, hey, man, there's so much going on, so much stuff to do or whatever. Yeah. But like now that I'm retired, seems like it's something going on every weekend.
And it was going on when you was working.
Exactly. And it's always somewhere to go, something to do. Somebody having this, somebody having that, it's just something or whatever. So we not thinking, not that we forgetting to live. Yeah. Hey, we really thinking we living, man.
But we choosing. It's a choice that we make. We're choosing not to live.
Yeah, exactly.
I tell Imogene, it's my mom. She's on a new job now at Nephron. Yeah. She was working for an organization, MSA, Medical Service of America. Yeah. And they got some new management in, change over in the higher ups and the younger mindset. So they started trying to weed the older, more seasoned individuals out. That's how they do. And so mom said, hey, I'm going to make a quick career change, because she's getting at an age where I told her, hey, you need to be looking at the horizon and not looking at the sunset. But with that being said, all the time, 20 plus years working there, bringing the laptop home, doing all these different things. And I had to tell her one day in the midst of her kind of hurt by some of the challenges that she was experiencing. I told her, I said, Ma, your boss man will never pay you enough to be his neighbor or her neighbor. And we have to realize that, like, we're replaceable. We work harder for these organizations and these companies than we do for our families. And I even say this with my situation, growing up in the military, earning rank, trying to make the next level or just be known and, you know, be that individual known for being a great leader. I was willing to die for my country, but I wasn't willing to live for my family.
That's common, man.
Yeah,
that's common.
And I mean, it's the organization who you're lifting up and building up and growing. They ain't gonna tell you to stop.
Yeah.
But the moment that they no longer need you, what does your family do?
Exactly.
You
See,
know?
that was and just by you saying that was one of the key factors in me pretty much retiring early, because I felt like I pretty much not gave y'all everything, but I was giving y'all so much of me to my family was going lacking. And the fact of the matter that it's stuff that I definitely missed out on. Like, I can think of one key factor that pretty much I wasn't really saved back then, man, whatever. But when DJ hit his first home run, I was actually me and this lady had talked about switching out. She was going to work for me and I was going to work for her, so I could make the game. But something happened with her where she couldn't work for me like a day or two before, so I actually ended up having to work. So I'm like, hey, well, DJ probably ain't going to do nothing anyway, man, whatever. Yeah. But he ended up hitting his first home run over the fence.
He go yard.
Yeah, so I'm thinking he probably 8, 9. Wow. And just me not being able to witness that live, them calling me, telling me, of course, hey, I'm excited, I'm happy for him, and all that, whatever. But, hey, DJ is just DJ like he is now, whatever, man. So you would have to pretty much see him. And how he acted, because, hey, he been telling me, hey, Dad, I'm going to hit that home. Man, you ain't going to hit no home run, man, whatever. But, hey, just missing that, hey, man, they couldn't talk to me for at least about 2 weeks.
Come on, man.
Nah, don't say nothing to me, man. I'm coming in here. I'm going to get on y'all job. I'm going to work. They don't say nothing to me.
Because here's the thing. They can find more employees.
Exactly.
They can buy new machinery.
Yeah.
They can, but I think we just had this conversation in the shop the other day. I can't give you more time.
Nah.
I can't give you time back that you spent.
Nah.
I can't give you time back that was wasted.
Yeah.
And the reality of it is we have to learn to manage our time as well as we manage our commitments and requirements and the mandates that's placed on us, because we got a big sign in the barbershops that time is money.
Oh, yeah.
But it's not just green money. The time that you spend with your family is valuable. I teach CJ, we have this thing we call emotional bank account. Yeah. And like all of us as family members make huge withdrawals without even realizing it. You know what I'm saying? When I'm like, hey, CJ, take the trash out. When he do what he's supposed to do, hey, he's making those deposits. So when he said, hey, Dad, can I go to the grain with Uncle Greg? I'm like, sure. He'll go a couple dollars, whatever. Yeah. But, man, that cat, speaking of which, we'll leave that alone. He made a huge withdrawal. He wiped out the account while we was at the beach, man. But
everything out. But not to get I wouldn't say religious or whatever, but me and B talk about all the time, man. Yeah. Or whatever, and I keep saying B, you know, for y'all, hey, everybody, hey, Bianchi
the
Hunter.
Emphasis, Bianchi Hunter, man,
exactly.
the guru.
But we talked about this all the time, man. The fact of the matter that, hey, man, God don't want you to work till you 70.
Yeah.
And then die at 75, and like we talking about now,
you only enjoy 5 years of your life.
You ain't living. Nah. You know what I'm saying? You ain't living. So, hey, he wants you to work, you know, them first years or whatever, that first what semester, trimester or whatever.
First trimester.
Yeah, I want you to work that first trimester, man, and then take it easy the rest, you know.
Put it on cruise control,
exactly.
man.
Put it
you
on
know,
cruise control.
It's almost like so I used to be stationed at Fort Campbell, Kentucky. And my route would be 20 to 75, 75 to 24 in terms of the interstate. Yeah. And you got to go up Lookout Mountain or whatever the case may be. And once you get up Lookout Mountain, then I mean it's just cruising down on the other side.
Yeah.
And so that's, to me, what you just shared is almost like, you got to get up the mountain. As they say, 40. Once you reach the age of 40, you over the hill.
Exactly.
But you're supposed to cruise. But and no knock to anyone that's still in their 60s or 70s or whatever age, because I know some people in their 80s and they still working.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
If you have the capability and your health can handle it, and that's what you choose to do, then do that. But some people aren't choosing to do. They're working it to make ends meet.
Some and like I say, it's some people, man. They pretty much, like you say, not choosing. Hey, they pretty much gotta work, to make to live or whatever. They got to work. They 60, 70 or whatever.
Social Security isn't enough. The retirement because. And you alluded to something earlier on in this episode here. You said we're going to talk about some generational wealth type things.
Yeah, exactly.
Because one reason I believe that we work so hard and we work so vigorously is we're chasing money.
Yeah.
We're chasing money, and it's not about how much money you make; it's what you do with the money you have.
Yeah, and not necessarily just chasing money. You just think about it. You did this time in the military.
Yeah.
Went to school.
Yeah.
Got degrees. And of course, you made money and they paid you good or whatever. Hey, and you did all this for what?
To cut hair.
No. Not to cut hair. What was the reason for you, like taking that trip to when you say you had to go to Kentucky? Get on 77, 20 and all that. What were you going there for?
That was my duty station. So that was my obligation. That was my commitment.
That was your obligation or whatever. But everything you said is true or whatever. Yeah. But I say it like this right here. I was looking for a different answer or whatever, but I say it like this. Like with me, I went to Michelin for 34 and a half years for pretty much one reason. That was for my family.
Yeah.
It was plenty days that I wanted to walk out of there and, they done made me mad. Like, say, when DJ hit the home run, whatever. And I wanted to leave that day. But what I done was... what I done was, in my locker at work, I had like some pictures that we had took, family portraits or whatever. And I had those pictures in my locker. So if I was having a bad day or something was going on, whatever, I could go to my locker and look at that and be like, hey, man, that's why I'm here.
Yeah.
Or whatever, because of them. I want them to, to have a better life. And that's what I was saying, like, about the Army and, going to school and stuff. Hey, you did that because, you wanted your family to live a good life.
Certain life,
and pretty much, have generational wealth, pretty much, man. Because, now, with you doing everything that you're doing now, you setting them up, so that not necessarily that they won't have to do what you do, or what you did to get to, the point you had to get to. You trying to make their road even easier. So that generational wealth, it's part of generational wealth. It ain't all about just money. It's training them, to work. Because like me personally, they would say, okay, well, they'll look at me and they'd be like, hey, well, Greg's work ethic. He worked 34 and a half years on the company. I was in Columbia today, went to Belks. And the guy was talking to another guy, and he was saying that he had been at Belks for like 20-something years or whatever. And the dude he was talking to, he was like, hey, man, people really don't do that no more, man. Stay on jobs 20 years plus or whatever like that right there. So with that being said, it's just, that work ethic that I instilled into my kids to show them, like, okay, well, if you want to have something, you're going to have to work, man.
And you set an example for them. And
exactly.
Again, another thing it just reminded me of is when you have motivation, discipline is never an issue.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it took discipline to go on that job for 34 years.
Exactly.
It took discipline for me to make it to 14 years that I did before I tripped up.
Exactly.
But nonetheless, if you have the motivation, then discipline doesn't become an issue per se. And your motivation was, like you said, you wanted to provide for your family.
Exactly.
That's like now, I get people to ask me like, hey, what time do you come in here to work at this barbershop? Hey, I'll be there at 6:30. If it's going to be somebody there that want their haircut, I'll be there as early as 6:30. Will you do 6 o'clock? If I got a 6 o'clock and I got a 6:30, I'm coming.
Yeah, exactly.
Because that's my motivation is I'm an entrepreneur. I got to provide for my wife, my children, and the lifestyle that we choose to live. So I don't, I have an alarm clock, but I'll be honest with you. I don't know. When we went to the beach, that might have been the latest that I have slept in. And then I might have woke you all up because I was up and I went outside and looked over the balcony like, okay, like I don't have a worry in the world right now.
Yeah.
I don't have to take the dog out. I don't have to make sure the trash is done because, you know, my wife was going to say something to my son. Yeah. I didn't have to run to the shop. And I just woke up that morning like, okay, God, this is my time to spend with you.
Yeah, exactly. And see, just because we was at the beach, you know, you shouldn't stop those days. You need to have days like that at home.
Yeah.
Where you ain't worried about nothing, you ain't doing nothing, whatever. And we discussed it before, whatever, because it's been days like now, man. Man, my alarm clock probably hasn't been on since October or so or something. Wow. I think I said it a couple of Sundays because I went to bed late and I wanted to make sure I got up in time enough to make Sunday school or whatever. But other than that, just where me having to be somewhere at a certain time for a something or whatever.
First thing in the morning.
Yeah, first thing in the morning.
Because you give me, you know, by the way, as co-owners, as business partners, hey, I get in trouble if I call him before 10 o'clock, man. But I respect it.
But he really don't care. He just called me, yesterday?
I called you today at 9:45.
9:45 today? But no, yesterday you called me at what time?
No, I text you and told you to give me a call, and you called me.
No.
Or I think you text me.
Yeah.
Once I saw that you text me, that let me know you was up.
Yeah, that don't mean call me, though, because I'm up. Yeah. No, that don't mean call me.
JP said call you anytime I need to, man.
Nah, you don't call me because, hey, well, you can, but that don't mean I'm going to answer the phone. But then if I don't answer the phone, I'm going to have to hear him crying about, hey,
I'm going to feel some
you
type
ain't
of
answer
way.
the phone, man. Why you ain't answer the phone? I called you, hey. Man, just got on me earlier today, but I ain't calling back. And I got proof that I called the man back. Hey, whatever.
I didn't see the call back.
See, so. that don't mean I ain't call you back.
But back to this living, man.
Yeah.
I was too busy making a life that I forgot to live.
Yeah,
man.
exactly.
You know,
and that's what we do. That's what we do. And that goes as well with me. I was too busy working at Michelin, trying to provide for my family, trying to make sure they had a good life. You know, just doing everything that I thought I should have been doing so that they would be having a good life or whatever, that I wasn't even living. I was just pretty much working, providing for them or whatever. But if you was to ask my wife now, she would be like, hey, well, I would much rather you be at home than be working, you know, all the time or whatever. Because she was one of the key factors in me retiring or whatever. Because she was like, hey, well, I would rather for you to be home than be working or be somewhere or, you know, just doing whatever.
So let me ask a question. With you being home now and her being able to work from home, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Would retirement be different if she was not working from home? Would you be able to just sit there?
Oh yeah, for sure, man.
What?
Oh yeah, for sure. Because you think about it, because the fact of the matter that when she was going into the office or whatever, with my work schedule, I would have days at home
where you would just
I'd be there by myself or whatever. So yeah, I would be.
But we're talking about every day now, 7 days a week.
Yeah, I would be straight, man.
Okay.
I'd be straight because I can get up in the morning and I could do what I want to do.
So you would have dinner waiting on my cousin when she came home?
Some days.
Okay.
Some days. And it was some days because when I was out with a couple years, well, it's been some years back when I was out with my knee surgery, so I had time off or whatever.
Yeah.
And like Chestnut would say, I never worked the month of September or whatever, my birthday month or whatever. So them days I was off, it'd be a lot of days where she would come home and I'd be done cooked. I'd have a full course meal, cooked or whatever like that. But, and it's some days now, well, it ain't really been no days lately that I done cooked a full course meal or anything, had something waiting or whatever because she there.
Yeah.
So
I mean, y'all.
Yeah.
You eating healthy throughout the day, so it ain't she's coming from a 9 to 5, you coming from a 12-hour shift and stuff like that. So
but I definitely I probably could get more done because now it's the fact of the matter that
you're accessible.
She'll be like, hey, can you go do this? Can you take this to the post office, take this back, or just something? So man.
But you would. But now let's just be truthful. If it was, there's a different response from the Deke that's working, just got off his 12-hour shift. He off for the next 2 days, and she at home, and she asked you to do that, and it's like, nah, homegirl, I ain't got but 48 hours and that boy could work.
Don't ask me, I ain't doing that.
But now it's like, I'll do that.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll do that. I'll be right back because I'm going uptown. I'm going to get my toes did, my nails done, run by here and get a haircut. Hey, grab a tea.
Yeah.
Hey, homeboy.
I can do all that, man.
You're just the Uber driver for the Peterson residents.
Exactly. Because that's like when it was yesterday, day before yesterday, I actually had, I think it was day before yesterday. I wasn't yesterday. I took that car, the little part back.
That was, today is Wednesday. That had to have been Monday.
So, okay, I took the core part back and go to Lexington, took the core part back. When I got in Lexington, I thought about, man, I know this dude here. She probably got something
for you to
that need to be taken back or whatever. So then when I get home, she's like, hey, I got about 3 packages to take back. Did you take that package? Yeah, I took mine back, man, whatever. Yeah. Hey, I'll go back down there, man. I ain't doing that. Yeah. I just shoot right back down to Lexington, whatever, man, and they take these packages back or whatever. But we just so busy, like now. In all actuality, now I feel like we are more so living, than doing anything else. And enjoying life.
And the terminology that we hear a lot of times is enjoying the fruits of your labor.
Yeah, exactly.
Like you can go to the tree and pull an apple down and bite it and actually taste the sweetness of just. Hey, I didn't put in that work, man. You oftentimes invite me to a little men's gathering that you have, often. And I'm like, man, I got to get up and go to work the next morning. And you like, hey, work ain't nothing but a job, or a job ain't nothing but work, or whatever your famous saying is. And I'm like, man, I gotta get up in the morning, because that Saturday morning I might be in there as early as 6, no later than 7. Because if I don't cut hair by 7 o'clock in the morning, I feel like I ain't doing nothing that day.
Yeah.
So, man, what's been the hardest thing to accept from that concept of you've been putting so much time and effort into everything else that you really didn't put it to where it should have went?
I think the hardest thing for me would be the fact of the matter that when I was doing all this, I couldn't see pretty much the forest for the trees.
Yeah.
With that being said, saying, I couldn't see how lacking my family was, the lack that I was there for them.
I was going to say the lack, because I don't think they didn't lack financially.
No, they didn't lack.
But it's just, like you said, that home
just
run.
Just me personally.
Yeah.
Whatever. They didn't lack of, like you said, financially, love. They just lacked the fact of the matter that, I wasn't at home with them, enjoying just home life, with them like a regular 9-to-5 family or a family that pretty much, prime example, like now, when Cameron was little, I would come home and he would take my shoes off and me and him would be in the floor playing and all that stuff. But as he grow, start getting older and stuff or whatever, all that stuff just went away. So we never had no time just together or whatever. But now on the weekends when I get a mirror, it just be me and Amir. Yeah. We outside, we playing. You know what I'm saying? He running around, just doing that. And it's family time for us or whatever like that. Because I actually, man, I don't necessarily remember now they have grandparents' day at school where your grandparents go to school or whatever. I don't remember just as Cameron being young, going to eat lunch with him at school.
Donuts for dads or something like that.
Exactly. So you did that with CJ?
I have a time or two. But here's the thing, and I want to capture that point, something you said. You said you and Amir, y'all outside, y'all playing around, y'all doing these things. If we look at it from a biblical perspective, though, right? The Bible says, leave an inheritance for your children's children.
Yeah.
And so, like you said, your grandson, Amir, you spending time with him. Eventually, it's coming up soon where Carson is going to be out there with you all.
Exactly, same way.
But at the same time, I choose to believe Mr. Loman was doing that same thing with Cam.
Yeah,
because,
for sure.
You were working, and granted, he was working.
He was.
I mentioned that so we can be careful not to look at it as so much as a bad thing.
Yeah,
although the time, because the making a living that we forget to live, it is it has been or was in full effect. but it's still some great benefits from it. Because I remember 19 years ago, and I was like, hey, homeboy, I'm getting married on this day. You going to be able to? You was like, hey, let me look at my schedule.
I had to work.
Hey, I got to work. And you was like, hey, it's not that I can't take any time off, but I done took off my time. Because I think the wedding was in April, and you was like, based on the time frame, you was like, hey, I can't really. And I respected that because the time that you needed to take off, I think that was when DJ traveling ball.
We was doing all that or whatever, man. Yeah.
So
But just to go back and capture what you said about just Loman being there for Cameron or whatever, and he was there so much till Cameron, to a sense, he knew that I was his dad.
Yeah.
But he kind of thought, Loman was his dad, his brother. Once he growed up, he knew that Loman was his granddad or whatever. But it was a time where Cameron, and all he wanted to do was play, man. So they went up there one day, and he goes in there and he was like, grandma, can Granddad come outside and play with me?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, because he was thinking, Granddad was like, pretty much like him, because Loman just played with him all the time or whatever. And he was like, when asked, pretty much can Granddaddy come outside? Granddaddy grown now, you know what I'm saying? Can Granddaddy come outside?
He had asked Miss Jennifer now.
You're right. But it's just like, moments like that, man. You think about so busy working and doing that till you just forget to just live life or whatever, man.
And my experience was, I remember, and CJ may still remember, there was a time I was stationed at Fort Sam, Houston, and they had a combatives tournament. And I was like, man, I was what they call an AIT platoon sergeant, drill instructor, all that, those different titles. But it was a time where I had to work that weekend. And I was like, man, I'm already working 4 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning to 6, 7, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock at night, go home, repeat. So I was like, man, you know what? I had talked to my chain of command. I was like, I can come in, but I need to bring my son with me. Yeah. And he was a little... Man, he was one of them little kids where I had to put the little bear on him like he was in jail and hold it by a leash because he get out of control. But I think we still had a picture where once he got there, he turned it out. They gave him the mic. He running around. You always think he could do music or whatever. So he running around with the mic in his hand and announcing and all this kind of stuff. But it was that type of moments that, because we weren't around family per se, I had to tag him along and go to work because I had to make that living.
Oh yeah.
But I didn't forget to live, so that's why I called him and said, "Look, I need to be able to bring my son."
Exactly.
But moving forward to the rec league games and then eventually AAU, I had to start saying, you know what, don't get me wrong. Even if I had to move my schedule around and cut hair on Sundays, which some people frown upon, but when you're an entrepreneur, you got to do what you got to do.
Oh, yeah, for
sure. But I was going to make sure that I was at the majority of those games, especially when we went far off and stuff, because I didn't want to send him with someone else. And there's some games that I have missed that he went off in. But most of his games where he was, that guy that day, I've been at those games because it's important.
I tell you all the time, man, whatever when you say, okay, I got to cut hair or I'm going to cut hair or whatever, and CJ playing ball or whatever. And that's the reason why I say what I say, because I was like, hey, man, so is you cutting hair more important than CJ, you being that CJ seeing you in the stands, playing ball and all that stuff, man, whatever? No, it's not. But, the thing is, with us, we so busy, working that, we forgetting to live or whatever, man. And, by you being, pretty much your own boss, you can make those decisions. Well, okay, look, man.
Oh yeah.
Hey, I'm not cutting hair between this time and this time. Hey, my son got a game or whatever. And a lot of times, man, I wish that I had it like that. Yeah. And in my latter years with Cameron, the Lord pretty much worked it out, man. Where I didn't miss a baseball game. I didn't miss a football game. You know what I'm saying? Once he went off to school or whatever, of course I missed some games then because he was off, playing ball or whatever.
Far away.
Yeah, exactly. But other than that, man, I was his last couple of years of high school, whatever, man, I probably made predominantly all his games and all that stuff, man, whatever.
And I'm waiting now on his JV or varsity level. We don't know which yet, but wait for that schedule to come out so that way I can make sure I'm in the building, man. Because
for sure.
I've learned to be a fan.
Oh yeah.
And I just want to sit back and enjoy the investment that he's made, I've made, and want to see the fruits of my labor in giving him the opportunities or creating the opportunities that he now has.
Yeah.
But yeah, just man. So talking about all of this, I believe that a long time ago, we're talking about it today, but you were able to master this mindset and this skill, because this is a skill to be able to not work so much to where you can enjoy your life. That just like people who can go out there and run 3, 4, 5, 6 miles every day, they develop a skill, they train for it. You said, you made a comment earlier, I wasn't, as saved back then, but you've reached a point later on, down at 30 plus years, I imagine somewhere along the 20-something year mark, you realize that, hey, I don't want to do this forever.
Oh yeah.
Like you said, those conversations would be talking about, hey, you don't want us to work to 70 and only enjoy it for 75.
Yeah.
I mean, for 5 years when we reach the age of 75. Yeah. So I think you have given us the roadmap, but can you go a little bit further on how you reach that retirement mindset? Because something that I learned is that when people break up with you, they do it well before they ever tell you. The day that they tell you that they're done with you, they just grew enough confidence to be able to do it that day.
Yeah.
So
it's over with, man.
I imagine
it's been over with.
Yeah, I imagine when you say, "Hey, I'm gonna walk away, man, and I'm gonna give this up." What was that like?
Yeah, I wouldn't say that. Like you said, it was, and it could have been a skill.
Yeah,
that was instilled in me or whatever. But I wouldn't just say it was a skill because I didn't like, and we talked about this before. I didn't plan it out like, okay, well, hey, I'm gonna retire at whatever age, man, whatever. Most people think, 62, 59 and a half, 62 or whatever, and they gonna retire, whatever. But when you're, just me personally, just set myself up, getting around the right people, talking to the right people about money and saving money and having money and pretty much for lack of a better word, letting your money work for you instead of you working for your money.
Yeah.
And with me being around the right people, talking to the right people, it pretty much worked out for me, man. So I could save my money and, not just spend it and throw it away on Jordans and, Polo and Gucci.
We bought our share of that stuff.
Yeah, we bought our share of that stuff, man, whatever. But, I wasn't buying it all the time, man, whatever. So with that being said, just getting the mindset of, like you said, man, I'm about to quit these people, man, or whatever. No, but in all actuality, man, I already done quit these people, man. Because I'm not gonna do this all my life or whatever. And one of the key factors was the fact that the amount of the day, just working at night and not being at home at night, man, or whatever. If I had a 5-day a week, or just straight days or something like that right there, I probably would still be working or whatever.
Yeah.
But just having to go to work at night, man, being up all night or whatever, and it's not necessarily the people or whatever, because the people were great. I really enjoy. That's the only thing that I really just miss. Just having fun with those guys, man, cutting up with them. Yeah, but just and just being, because we would always say, man, for years or whatever, this is like my second family.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Actually,
your first family.
Your first family.
Yeah, your first family, really, man. Whatever. My family at home was my second family.
I wouldn't call it a skill, like you said. Then. It was a discipline.
Yeah, it was a discipline.
It was a discipline. And like I said, if you got the motivation, discipline is never an issue.
Yeah, exactly.
You were able to, and it always helps wherever you work. One, you got to enjoy what you're doing.
Yeah, exactly.
To do something 30 plus years, you got to enjoy what you're doing.
Sometimes.
It ain't gonna be every day. And even like I enjoy cutting hair. I think is sometimes there's nothing more satisfying than to have someone come in and they need a total transformation.
Yeah.
And you like, man, how am I gonna do this? And then when you hand them that mirror, you see the smile on their face. I was the same way when I was in the military, the dental field. You have soldiers walk in, raggedy mouth. You show them a mirror like, hey, this is what you look like now, and you see tears of joy because they was afraid to smile. But
but the environment you in also, man, that makes it a whole lot better. Whatever.
Exactly.
The people you work with,
the people you around.
Yeah, exactly.
You know my environment. Maddox keep me laughing, man. It's never a dull moment. He know how to have fun.
He need to be getting a check. He need to be getting a check for sure.
Hey, man, shout out to Mally, man. But no, it helps. That environment, the people you're around. Yeah. They say, you are the sum total of the 5 closest people to you.
Yeah.
And so I imagine, never seen the inside of whatever department you worked in, but I've heard some of the stories, talked about some of the people you met. Yeah. You and B talking every day.
Oh yeah.
It's contagious to present their work ethic and the hard working that you're doing. Yeah. And man, it's just.
And then just dropping the knowledge on these young cats, man, with this 401k plan and just the retirement plan that Michelin has, and just all this stuff, man, putting all this stuff together. And if I would have knew, like we said earlier, then what I know now, man, it probably would have been a whole lot better for me, man.
And correct me if I'm wrong, you talked to me one time about this, where a young man, 22, 23 years old, let's take Root.
Yeah, exactly.
Just starting out.
Exactly.
If he grind,
I've been putting it on him, man.
If he grind for the next 18, not even 20 years.
10 years, man.
10 years.
But the thing is, like now, just say we're gonna say Root, for instance. All right, so he still stays home with his parents. Mm-hmm. Don't have a house payment. I think he got a car payment. He got like some little stuff, but I was actually telling you about one of my coworkers. His son works out there, and he still stays home with his dad. I think he rides to work with his dad. He just liked to play the game and stuff, or whatever. So, if he put the money that he needs to put into his 401k in 10 years, he could probably, just retire in 10 years. And he's 20, I think like maybe 19, 20, 21, something like that right there. In 10 years, he can retire, so he'll be 31.
And start his own business.
Exactly.
Like I say, invest in real estate, property, and things of that nature, man.
And stuff like that. That goes back to me saying about if I knew then what I know now, whatever. Yeah. I'd probably be way better off, man, or whatever.
And that's something my father-in-law, like I said, I've been married 19 years. And the first time that I sat down and really had dinner with my father-in-law, just him and I talking. I was in the military, of course, and we laugh and cut up because he's a prior military veteran. But he asked me, "You gonna do 20?" And at the time, I was like, "Yes, sir." He was like, "Okay, what's your plans when you get out?" And in my mind, I'm young. I just want to retire, probably nothing. Yeah. He was like, "Well, you ain't gonna better just not do nothing." Yeah. And I'm like, "Why not, Pops?" He was like, "Man, listen, food, clothing, and shelter.
Yeah.
Never forget them 3 things." Oh, yeah. And I said, food, clothing, and shelter. He said, people are always gonna need food. They always gonna need clothes, and they always gonna need a place to stay.
Yeah.
He said, that's why I have the rental property that I have. And I always made it his duty to have a place to offer someone to live. And that's worn on me. They hear it all the time. Yeah. Food, clothing, and shelter. And so, So I wonder what our ancestors would think about where we are today, because you and I have talked and had a conversation, and there was something that was shared with us. As a matter of fact, if you can read it, if you don't mind.
Okay. Well, before we do that, you said, man, you said our ancestors or whatever, but I wouldn't go as far back to say our ancestors, but like, my mom.
Our grandparents.
And and grandparents and stuff. That's where I got my work ethic from, man. My mom or whatever, because she worked and pretty much took care of us, man, whatever. But I'm saying that to say one of the last best experiences that I had with her was the fact of the matter that one of my homeboys I went to school with, Stacy, his dad happened to be in the hospital at the same time she was in the hospital. And he came down. Well, we went up and saw his dad. We came down. He came down and saw her or whatever. And she was just so proud. Me, him, and Jermaine, and his sister and his 2 daughters was in there, man. And she was just so proud of us. The fact of the matter that she could see us doing good.
Yeah.
We ain't we not millionaires or anything like that or whatever. But she was just so proud of the fact of the matter that we were doing good in life or whatever. You know what I'm saying? We wasn't in the streets or just
you could take care
living
of
bad.
Think about
all that stuff or whatever.
Now that you said that, I think about it. My oldest daughter, Elisa's 21. She'll be 22 Sunday. Ayana's 19. CJ's getting ready to turn 15 next Thursday. I'm not rushing, but I'm praying that I live to see it, but I can't wait till the day that I can see that they're making their own way in life.
Yeah, exactly.
And not only just making their own way in life, but if I call and say, hey guys, let's meet up and let's go to the Cayman Islands.
Yeah.
Let's go to the Keys. Let's go, and if they got their children, if you want to bring them little jokers, bring them because pops want to see them. But
for sure.
I want to see them.
You might not want to come. I want to go.
But just seeing them take care of themselves, man, I can't. I don't know what that feels like yet.
Same thing with like me, man. Pretty much I still say to this day, I'm always gonna say I close my eyes, my baby girl, Kasheri, pretty much, pretty much, and I tell them all the time, like Dion rated his kids, or whatever, man. She has always been number one. She always gonna be number one. Ain't nothing DJ and Cam can do, man. Whatever. They not gonna never be in the number one spot or whatever, man, or whatever. But like with her, pretty much, I feel like now, and I'm just like proud of her, man. That if I was to say, okay, let me call Kasheri, man, because I need about $300, whatever.
Yeah.
I call Kasheri. It's gonna be Dad. Where you want me to send it to you? Where you want me to bring it to? Just whatever, like that right there. So I can see her, just being successful and doing what she need to do. She got Amir. Amir is definitely a handful, whatever. And that's her. Pretty much. Her number one job, goal, whatever, to take care of him, make sure he's straight or whatever. Yeah. And I'm gonna throw her on the bus right now, whatever. She won't even let him stay the night at my house, man. Not now. She would before, but now, she might say, I'm gonna drop me off, man, for a couple hours, whatever. Kasheri, make her stay the night, man. He good with it. Nah, I need to come get my baby, man.
Yeah.
Whatever, you know what I'm saying? But man, just me, like you said, you can't wait to see this or whatever. I'm, just kind of sort of witnessing it with her or whatever. But it's a great feeling to see that what you've instilled in her, she's instilling it into someone else.
Oh yeah,
or whatever.
So it's funny that you say that because I sent you a text the other day and I said, hey man, you got to go watch the movie The Forge.
Yeah,
you got to go see it.
Oh yeah,
you gotta go see it.
We looked it up. We thought it was like an old movie or something. Man, whatever.
You gotta go see it, man.
It's a new movie or whatever.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you. We
talked about watching it or whatever.
I cried the whole movie, man.
Oh Lord, I don't need to see that.
I cried the whole movie. The whole movie because just the thing that you just said regarding our children.
Yeah.
I had this conversation with Mr. Robert Irvin today. There is no measuring device, something that tells you that you being a good parent.
Oh yeah.
But one thing in the movie that I saw, there's a part of it where this man is sharing with this gentleman, like when you meet someone, young man, and you meet them for the first time, or whenever you meet another man, you shake his hand and you look him in the eyes.
Yeah.
And I remember having that conversation with CJ because he was young and I was just enthused about showing it to him because my dad never told me that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But who did tell me that was Colonel Julian Dismukes, one of the doctors that I worked with. And the very first time I met him, he said, man, there's something about you. And I shook his hand, but it was hey, I'm from Batesburg, Leesville handshake. Yeah. And he was like, come to my office. And he took me back there in his office.
Pat on the back.
He was like, hey, listen here, let me share something with you. Anytime I see you speak to anybody around here, and especially these officers and these enlisted soldiers, and you meet someone for the first time, and he took my hand and he made it. He kept doing that right. I'm like, man, what you doing? That hurt. Yeah. He was like, no, if that don't touch, you ain't shaking a man's hand. And it's like you shake his hand and you look him in the eyes. Yeah. And so there's an episode in the movie that kind of illustrates that. Man, I was like, I'm a good dad.
Yeah, but hey,
I'm a good dad.
You go back to that Batesburg Leesville handshake. one of my old partners, co-workers, man, mentors, Mr. Lester. We used to call him a El Capitan.
The Cap.
The captain, man, whatever. He used to tell it. He used to get on me and Blade all the time, man, because me and Blade, everybody we met, we would give him that Batesburg Leesville handshake. Well, he would see us talking to all the Batesburg Leesville guys, whatever. So we would give them, all the Batesburg Leesville guys, that handshake. Anybody else, we just pretty much the straight just shake hands, whatever like that. Right there. So it just made me think about him. Because he always used to talk about, hey, man, what's this little handshake y'all got, man? Why y'all got to do all this stuff, man? Hey, Mr. Lester, hey, man.
The captain, man.
Yeah, stay out of that, man. Going back to
the concept of the grandparents.
The concept of the grandparents, man, and all that. It's, I wouldn't say that, I'll just read it.
Yeah.
Rest is generational wealth to me because of so many of our parents and grandparents exhausted themselves mentally, physically at the hands of work. And that goes back to what we was talking about, just working all the time. They didn't have a chance or option to prioritize a peace of mind. So they had a lot of stress and health issues because of it. And that's just back to, like you said, our ancestors, man, or whatever, in the era that they grew up in, doing the stuff that they did or whatever, they was pretty much just working. They wasn't living. They wasn't thinking about living and, life, just taking it easy and all that or whatever. And like you say, in their latter years, they had like
high
pretty
blood
much,
pressure,
health issues,
anxiety.
Stress. Just all this stuff, man. Whatever.
Here's a question that I would throw out there. Who were they doing it for? They were doing it for us.
Yeah, exactly.
They were doing it for us.
They definitely were doing it for us.
Our question is, who are we doing it for? Because at some point, if they did it for us, and they did it for us to free us, why are we not free enough to be able to enjoy what, you know what I'm saying? It's like, so if they built a house, why can't we go live in the house that they built?
Yeah.
But they tried to build a level of freedom for us to be able to enjoy, and it's not enough people enjoying what they ought to be enjoying because some people took what they have done for granted. Yeah. Some people don't care what they did, and some people just, like I tell the kids all the time, why do you got to repeat the same mistakes that I made?
Yeah,
like that's but
it goes back to I think, and just my personal opinion, the fact of the matter that a lot of times now, like back then, they was working so hard for stuff, man, or whatever, till, they was just working. And like nowadays, we're too busy giving our kids so much stuff, man, to, they not going to appreciate it, man. They're not going to value it. They're not going to take care of it.
Because they didn't have to put any blood, sweat, and tears into it.
No work or nothing for it, whatever, man. So, and like the saying always goes, well, I want my kids to have a better life than what I had or whatever. But and I told my mom this before she passed or whatever, man. Man, my kids, they would be way better off if they had my life because, man, my life, it wasn't bad at all, man.
Well, your life taught you to be able to work 34 years and make smart decisions and stuff to where you retired well before people say you can retire. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. So I think we try to give our kids what we didn't have, but we also got to teach them what we didn't know.
Yeah. Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Because we didn't have a lot of money growing up.
Yeah, that's key.
But I can teach you how to invest in the stock market now. I can teach you about 401k. I can teach you about HELOCs and owning investment properties and all these different things. Because what we see a lot of times and oftentimes is I'm buying you every pair of J's that come out because I missed 2 pair growing up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Or I'm going to buy you this and that because, if I was a child, I would want that. Yeah. And we buy them what they want.
That's key.
Versus giving them what they need sometimes.
That's key because we do a lot of stuff. And my pastor was telling me, it's been a couple of years ago, because I bought my grandson, I bought a mirror, like all these little electric cars, little mobile cars you can ride around in and stuff, and all that stuff, whatever. And he was quick to say, man, Hey, Lil G don't want that stuff, man. You want Lil G to have that stuff. That's why you buying it from him. And hey, he was right because I didn't have that stuff. I didn't have the opportunity to have this stuff. Hey, when I was little, so when I see it, I'm like, hey man, oh yeah, hey, Mir, get.
So I'm gonna challenge you, and I'm one day when I have grandkids, no rush. Elisa, Ayana, and CJ, but for every electric car you buy them a stock.
Yeah, you're right, and that's exactly what I should have been buying. Having this stuff in his name, man, or whatever. Yeah. So he could, this right here gonna stay with him, pretty much forever. It's gonna do this. Them electric cars, they sit in the garage, not just collecting dust, man, or whatever. He done pretty much the two I've bought. He done outgrow both of them. He can't even get in them, man. Big, whatever, man. But his mom and dad, his dad bought him one. And he wouldn't even drive it at their house, so they pretty much mad at him now because when they brought it to the house, me out there just riding around in circles, man.
Like they ain't never bought it, man.
Yeah, like he ain't never had this right here before, or whatever, man. But
and that's just like CJ, his 15th birthday coming up, and if I don't do it this year, and I'm able to see him turn 16 for his birthday, I'm gonna buy him an LLC.
Yeah. That's the thing to do, man. Or like you just said, buy him a stock, man.
Yeah.
Or whatever, and
because he want to do day trade. Him and JP talk about that all the time. Now I'm gonna do day trade.
Yeah, he got to get into it though.
Yeah,
man. You got to
that's where it's at.
Because it's money in there to be made, and he could retire at 21. Yeah. Or whatever. You know what I'm saying? If he get in there and hit the right leg, he retired.
He'll blow it.
Yeah, he'll.
I might have to help him. Yeah, he was too busy making a living. He won't live.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Hey, for real, he gonna wear the Gucci store out, man.
Yeah,
but those type of things we have to instill in them and help them learn those disciplines, like we said before. But yeah, man, we learning to live, man. And we have to define living. Living isn't owning your own yacht and all that kind of stuff. But to me, and you can have your own definition, but to me, living is doing what I want to do when I want to do it.
Every day.
I might still work, but I work in the capacity where this weekend, I'm going to take my son to the mountains for his birthday. I want to do that.
Yeah.
I can do that. You know?
Exactly. And that's part of living. You're absolutely correct. That's part of living. Just doing what you want to do, when you want to do it, and how you want to do it or whatever, man. And of course, you're going to have times where you're going to have stuff that you have to do, and you got to be this place, or got to be that place, man, whatever. But we got to get to the point where we doing what we want to do, when we want to do it, and how we want to do it, man.
And I tell Ayana all the time, do what you have to do so you can do what you want to do.
Exactly.
That's what Denzel said on the movie. Yeah. I think it might have been Great Debaters. But we gotta put in that work now.
Do what you have to do.
Pay now so you can play later. Because if you play now, you're gonna pay later.
Exactly. And that was part of a key factor in me working those 34 years, man. I pretty much I paid then, so I pretty much if I choose to, I can play now.
Oh yeah.
Or whatever.
Well, you playing? You in the big leagues, man.
Nah, not yet, man. Not yet.
So
I ain't in the big
minor leagues.
Yeah, I'm still in the minor leagues, man. I'm in AAA though.
Okay. As long as you get paid, that's all that matters.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. But I think this just is a topic of conversation that was very relevant, much needed, and for those out there who follow and watch us, man, if this has struck something in you, look at what you're doing with your time.
Exactly.
Look at how you're spending your time, not your money. Look how you're spending your time. You can make more money, but you're not going to get any more time.
Nah, man. Once your time is up, it's up.
Oh, yeah. And before we go, I want to give a shout out to the young lady who I ran into at church. I ran into another young lady at, I think it was Walmart the other day. CJ was with me both times. I don't know about you, but I've been going a lot of places where I might need assistance. Not much, but you might, at Walmart, we were buying some NyQuil. CJ was like, Dad, I got a little cough, whatever. Can you give me some NyQuil? I'm like, yeah, we'll get you some. So they got to come over and check your ID. And the lady was like, hold on, I'm coming. I'm sorry. I don't have my little scanner thing on. And I was like, ain't no problem. I ain't got nothing to do. And the first thing she said was, aren't you the little guy from the podcast? I was like, yeah, why you watch it? She was like, yeah, as soon as it pop up on Facebook. Yeah. So I just want to shout out all the followers who stay committed to the walks, to the conversations, to the guests that we have. Hey, we appreciate you. We don't just get on here and try to come up with just any and everything, but
it's a lot of time, sweat, tears. Coming to this, man.
And these conversations
a lot
are
crying and all that stuff going on.
I got to stay on it, man.
Or whatever. Yeah.
Hey, he's a host as well. Yeah. So, but no, we truly appreciate you, and we hope that anything that we're sharing is beneficial for you. And we're gonna start getting some insight from you all to help us come up with some topics, because it's things that I know y'all want to hear that we haven't talked about yet, and we're open for that. So, without further ado, man, we can wrap this generational conversation up.
For sure, great combo, man. Yeah,
appreciate it. Go out there and live your life. I think Rihanna said that. Live your life. I can't sing, but
just start. Let's just start learning how to live, man, instead of just working. Our whole life, man. Let's just start learning how to live, so we can make life even more better than what God wanted it to be, man. But with that being said, man, I still trip salute Lil Tony, man.
Or
whatever, man.
Shout out to you and your family. I consider myself a part of the family,
For sure.
And let me say this: not just Lil Tony, not Auntie, but all the families that's in bereavement, man. Because
for sure.
I'll be honest with you. I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna shut my mouth for this episode. I have never seen as much death as we're seeing now in my entire life, man.
Especially in our area, man. Because one of my homeboys, I forget where I get it from, man.
Took a hit.
They say people dying, man, and they ain't never died before, which is true, man. But
that's a true statement, man.
Around Batesburg, Leesville, man, we checking out.
In the last 3-4 years, man, this town
we done lost some gems.
Some legends,
we done lost some gems.
It don't look the same. So we can't take life for granted, because we don't know. That's a call, and you ain't better send that to voicemail, man.
Nah, man. You're gonna have to answer that. With that being said, man, the name of the podcast, man, is Doing It With Purpose. Hey, if you're not doing it with purpose, you're not doing it with passion, you're not doing it at all.
So, hey, again, thank y'all for joining us, but thank y'all for coming out. God bless. Good night. Peace.